So now let's talk about using could have for choices or options that we had in the past and we chose not to do. So here again we use could have with the V3 with the past participle. And when we use could have with the V3, here's what we are saying. We had options, we had a choice about what to do, but we chose one thing and not the other thing. So when we do this, we are saying we had a choice. We decided to do one thing and not to do the other thing. So let's look at a couple of examples. Okay, so yesterday I went to the coffee shop, and the coffee shop sells coffee, it sells tea. Now I had a choice to make. I can drink coffee or I can drink tea. I chose not to drink tea and I chose to drink coffee instead. So here, this is an option that I did not make. Here's the option that I made. So how would we say this with this situation, coffee or tea? We could say, I could have drunk tea, but I chose coffee instead. So when we say I could have done something, it means that was a choice. I didn't do it. I could have drunk tea, an option. I didn't drink tea. Instead, I drank coffee. So let's look at another example. So example number 2, we're going to talk about Grace. Now Grace is a super student. She always does her homework, she comes to class, etc., etc. Now it was Friday night and Grace had a choice. So which one? Go out dancing or study? So she chose not to go out dancing. That was a choice. But she said, no, I'm not going to do that. Instead, I am going to study. So let's see how we would say this with could have. We could say Grace could have gone out dancing, but she chose to study instead. So she could have done this. She chose not to. Instead, she chose to study. So when we say I could have done something, what it means is this. I had that choice, but I said no. Instead, I did something else. So when we use could have, we're talking about the past, and we're talking about things that we decided not to do. We will talk about couldn't have another time. It's very different. So could have is a choice that we decided not to do.